So today we're not doing too much. We're just going to do a little bit of show and tell. I was hoping some other people would show up because I know that Elizabeth had done a whole bunch of the shakers, and I only actually got 2 done. But I will show you some of the things I've done with handles and stuff like that. So I was just finishing it before this. So shakers. So I have this one that I did before, and I noticed that there's some cracks in it that maybe I didn't seal them, or that they're maybe new. So I have to do some more. Even though I've painted it, I'm going to have to apply paper mache on it just to get it back to where it goes. So that one's going to be all changed. This one
Do you have to sand it a bit to reapply the paper mache and make it stick?
No, I
There's
don't think
Elizabeth.
so. I don't think so,
No?
because it's like I didn't clear coat it or anything, so it still sort of has that roughness of the paint. So I can go ahead and put paper mache over top of this.
Is it blood?
You didn't even use the overtop?
I don't know if I will.
Yeah. All right.
So anyway,
Well,
and
I don't
then,
think there's any.
yeah. Anyway, then this one I didn't finish, but this is the kind of thing I wanted to do with the handle. Just because I wanted to have like wrapped fabrics and stuff like that. So I have 2 fabrics and a ribbon that I got in there just to make something kind of interesting on the handle. Still showing a little bit of the wood, but it's mostly this thing. Okay. This one I'm reluctant to finish it because I really like it and I don't want to wreck it. So I'm just like, oh. And then, okay, so this one I did finish. I just did some like white lines on it and stuff like that. And then I just attached this piece. So I've done like a clear coat on this, which I used my polyacrylic for that. And so it's nice and shiny and ready to go. And then I attached this piece of leather because I had some purple leather, and Spencer saw me doing this. I attached it with 3 screws. Because you know when I love taking things apart because I like to see what things are made of, and when I take things
Not so good at putting them back together.
yeah, I don't always put them back together because I want the little pieces and stuff. So I have a little thing full of really interesting screws and stuff like that. So these are little black screws that I just thought, oh, they'd be nice on something. So there they go. So that's that shaker. So it's all ready to go. And then the one that I'm really happy about is my basketball. Is this one. I just kept painting it and painting it and painting it. And I've done the clear coat on it. And I'm quite happy with it. It just turned out, to me, it turned out really well. I've got these weird little knobblies on it and this sort of broken, but it's all shiny and nice now. So not so basketballish, but I kind of, anyway, quite pleased.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I like the way it came out.
Huh?
I like the way your lines came out. They started as big fat ones and then you've added thinner ones.
Yeah, I just kept adding thinner ones. Yeah, to make it less basketballish. So really, those are the 2 that I got done, and I haven't done I haven't done this one yet. This one scares me a little bit. It's still sitting like this because I haven't quite decided what to do with it. So you might see that one happen later. So anyway, all right, Spencer, you were here first. Let's see what you did.
Oh, okay. Well, so we all saw my Yoda thing, but I put a lot of colors, but mostly my colors are kind of blocky. And then I did some, I'm less keen with the lines that I did on it, but I kind of just did a few patterns, but I like the blockier stuff. Like
I love it.
The points. But what I'm really most pleased about is on the handle, I decided that I would use the little knotty spots, and I did like a little candy cane thing. It follows the pattern around all the knots, and then it goes through and it kind of zigzags up and around and through all the little knots and whatnot. So I like the little Candyland dots kind of thing.
That's fabulous.
And on the bottom, I didn't do any sanding. I just kept it very rough, and for the bottom handle, I just added a lot of paper mache, and then the colors were I just kind of went with the ridges and the elevations, and the color pattern is just based on, where the ridges and the depressions were. So it was just, like I said, just kind of crazy colors, but I like especially the handle going around each of the little knobs. And I like the head where I had kind of bigger chunks of color. Less so these smaller little.
I
things
love
here,
those. I
but
love those smaller lines. They look so good. I
like
just,
those.
yeah,
Anyways, so it's got a little bit of a rattle to it.
it's
but
Yeah.
great.
That's my, that
And
was
your dots are, did you use a template? Because
no,
those
this
are
is
really good dots.
the magic here is using, a hole punch and colored Post-it notes that I was given by Xfinity.com when I moved in. So I made good use of the Post-it notes, and I cut out little dots, 5 colors, and I just used that pattern, and I got about 120 or 30 of them on there. And I just
That's
thought it was fun
wonderful.
to follow the little knots.
Really
I
great.
kind of had fun with that part of it, but it kind of
Brilliant.
works. It's not too violent. It looks a little violent perhaps, but it's there's not really any paper mache on the top. It's just paper that was paper mache to the head and then painted. So it's got a couple of layers of paint and some Mod Podge, but they're relatively fragile. If you were to bang them on something, they would probably crumble because there's no
Yeah.
reinforcement to it. So that was my lone effort, and those are the colors. I just basically used every color I had, and what do I know? I had fun with it.
Oh, it's fabulous. I think it's really, really, it's gorgeous. I love all your lines. I love your bold colors. I love the interesting shapes you've got going. It's beautiful. It's
Well, thank you.
gorgeous.
Good job, Spencer.
Anyways, that was my contribution to the show and tell tonight.
That was very good. Okay, so Leslie, you were on next. Did you finish one? I know you were traveling, so.
I didn't finish one, but I got it. Brooke keeps calling it Mike Wazowski. So I sanded it, and I had to really do some reconstruction on these were cork, like a wine bottle cork that I cut to put underneath, and they needed quite a bit of TLC. And then I started painting. Well, I gessoed it, sanded it, gessoed it, and started, as you can see, it's sort of lighter green, darker green.
Yep.
And I couldn't decide what I wanted to do detail wise, but I finally, like I was sketching, trying to figure out what might work, because I didn't want it to look exactly like the last one I did, which had lots of dots going around things and these little pustules and stuff. Yeah.
Never even occurred to me that. Thanks
Taking
for the
it to a
image.
whole other place.
Yeah. So I wanted this to be a little more spring-like, and one of the sketches that I had done was sort of like claw, like when you see a scepter and the orb is grasped by a claw of some sort. And I started to sketch that on there, and I really didn't like the way it looked, so I erased it. Handy dandy eraser, it worked. And then I've just got some lines going up it right now and dots coming off of them. I'm going to see how that works.
Okay.
I was looking at one of yours, Karen, where you've got, I think it was a yellow one, and you've got white kind of loopy lines coming up from the bottom. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Where you've just sort of done shapes down low, and I was sort of stuck. So I'll have to see. It's fun.
Yeah.
Makes a
That's
good
great.
sound. That's as far as I've gotten.
That's good though. That's a good go. So, all right, Elizabeth did 1 million shakers.
Oh, God.
It just went away. I think she's having computer problems because she's come in and left a couple of times. So, okay. So Jody, what have you got?
I'm your worst student here.
No.
I'm getting really into my busy season. So I still am at this stage.
All right.
But I did do some more work shaping on it, but then I thought, this looks kind of like like a seed pod or something starting
Yeah, it
to
does.
form. Remember, I used to do poppy seed pods when I was in art school. Anyway, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to attach some sort of little things. Maybe it's because I'm looking at flowers a lot in my garden, but I'm going to go further with the form on this one before I commit to the painting.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be
So-
good. I mean, sometimes, I mean, I didn't finish all mine either because, sometimes you just need that inspiration to sort of come to you and it doesn't always come right away. And, like I'll have an idea, but then, like for this one, I put this purple on here, right? This purple leather. I was like, I know I have purple leather. Where is it? And then I got to search my whole studio and try and find it. So luckily I found it. So, but it takes time for those things to sort of manifest themselves. So
Yeah.
now I don't
So
know if
I'll
Elizabeth is
tweak
going to come
mine.
back in.
Hmm.
So I'm going to show you, Jody, you didn't see this one. This is the one that I'm really happy with.
Wow.
This is the one that I
Isn't it
just,
cool?
I just love this one.
Yes.
So
And I love the way you've got it, but the wood twists and you
Yeah.
followed that with line. And then it looks like it's almost like scarred, like wound there, but it's
yeah,
beautiful.
I
Is
know it's
that
all,
the way it was?
yeah, it was like, yeah, the bark had sort of, there was a damaged part of this piece of wood. And, it's nice when you can grab like something like this and work with it, like Spencer, you were working with the lines of your paper mache on the bottom of your piece. And I think that's really great, when you just sort of let the art sort of make itself, right? And I mean, that's how I do a lot of my abstract, right? It's experimenting and see what happens and then working back through that and stuff like that. So I quite like that. And
It
yeah, and
almost looks like it's got some transparency with that copper color when you look at it, at least through the zoom. It almost like an opaqueness to it. The
Yeah.
copper machine gives it an opaqueness to it, like you could actually look through it.
almost, yeah.
If you
It's a
hit a
little
switch, it
glass-like.
would kind of glow from the inside kind of thing.
Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it. So, and this one, I will be happy with it. Okay, so you have a question, Leslie. You keep picking that one up.
So
Yeah.
now I'm like, now I've got this rough end. And now with your talking about this, I'm like, oh, I can play down in there. I hadn't really thought about that. I've got a great little knot running up the side here.
Oh yeah.
And then it's really coarse down at the end.
Yeah.
It's another place to paint.
It is, and like with this one, I had a rough end on the end of this and I didn't like it. So I covered it with paper mache. Whereas this one, it was pretty smooth and I just had to sand it a little bit just to make it nice and flat. And, I like sort of creating that bottom area. If it's nice and flat, then I'll keep it that way. But if it's something that's, if it's got some interest to it, you could paint the inside of things a certain one color and just sort of, there's just so many things you can do.
Yeah. Think of sort of like a skin and then an interior. What would that look like? Or
Yeah. Exactly.
or you could reverse the universe and have this star night that's you're seeing through the slit in the wood.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You could have like a scene or something in there, but yeah, it's really cool seeing the different woods. And I don't know where I got this piece of wood, but it's just so beautiful. And then once that I get this clear coat on it, like there's even some sort of wrinkles in here, like from growing. It's so smooth and beautiful. It's just, once you get the bark off the wood, it's just, it takes on its own personality. So, so I don't know if Elizabeth is going to get back in. Man, she did so many, and she sent me pictures of all the ones that she had done. They were just fabulous. So many cool things that she had done. So what I wanted to show you, I'm just going to show you something that I was playing with this week, which is not paper mache. And, I brought the other ones down. And where did I put them? Just a minute. I gotta get up. I'll be right back. I had an envelope that I brought down. Did you see it, Bill?
I did not see the envelope. Did you hide it?
Yeah, I got it right here. Okay. So at this place that I work that sells a lot of stuff,
Said I-
I wanted to try this thing and they had a sale on and it was buy one, get one free. And that's like, oh, that's when I start buying things. So I bought these things. These are silicone molds for,
Molds.
yeah, molds for UV resin.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, Jack's coming to visit.
That was fast. Oh, hi, Jack.
Hi,
You
Jack.
winking? You winking?
Yes, he's
Tail,
looking at
straight up.
everything. Anyway, so I started playing with this resin stuff and it's really great because my daughter is into doing the fancy nails. So she has one of those those UV lights and stuff like that. So I was using UV resin to make these little things and you can make them quite big, but I've been making little ones for like jewelry, but you know, oh man, they're so hard to see. Like,
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
no, I'm showing them. So this one, I just put some sparkles in it
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was coloring the resin and stuff like that. And then this one has a little piece of artwork in it. Oh, it's too close I don't know if I can get it to focus. Anyway, it's just a colored resin, but there's so many shapes. I was doing these ones, which could be earrings.
Oh, yeah.
And I put
Do they
sparkles.
have holes already in them?
Yeah, some of them
way
do.
The mold is designed?
Yeah, see, there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
hole right at the
One of the
top.
tricks to focus on it is to do that.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. I love this one. See if I can do this.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so you can
That's
see that little
cool.
hole at the top there.
That's where you put your gum.
Yeah, that's where you go. And
So-
so I'm putting things in them and stuff like that. So
And is that just acrylic that you've mixed into them? Or some other
I was using,
coloration?
I actually used alcohol ink and
Oh,
yeah, first of all, I was putting the resin in the little mold and then I would put some of the alcohol ink in it and stuff like that. But I was having problems with some of the things working correctly. And the other thing that I found was any of the pieces that are up against this plastic, they come out nice and shiny, but the back doesn't. And sometimes the back is, you know, not nice and smooth. So then I started sanding it and I realized that 1000 grit sandpaper is not good enough. So now I have sandpaper that goes from 1000 to 10,000 grit.
It's paper. It's just paper.
It looks like paper. Look at this one. This one I'm struggling with because there's stuff leaking, but it's not done. But this is a piece of wood and this is resin on top. And so
ah.
I'm
Okay,
probably, yeah, you'd like that, right?
yeah, and I bought a piece at a craft sale near here that was kind of like that. I'll go get it.
Yes, I've bought some necklaces that have that where they have the wood and resin in them and stuff like that. So this one I've been working on and like it's hard for me to show you these because they're not all, some of them I haven't sanded enough. This one, like the resin didn't set, so I've been working on it, but inside there is a little tile, like a bathroom tile. And this one's actually it's got a nice weight. Some of these are so thin and so light that I don't know how well they would be for jewelry. So
How about in a bracelet?
maybe in a
Nor-
bracelet. Now this one, it doesn't have a hole. So
Yeah.
I don't know why this one of all the ones in this
But you could drill a hole.
I could drill a hole. Yes. Yeah. I wasn't so worried about it. I just wanted the size, but so yeah, I bought 2 of these. Now, if you want, I can show you what I'm doing with them one day.
This is the one that I have, Karen.
Yeah, that's nice.
So it's fairly thick. They've used the thickness of that as, you know, as part of the, so that it's got weight when you hang it.
Yeah.
And it came with earrings that match.
And he's got like a loop in the top there, right?
Yeah, it's attached in the wood. Where's my
Oh.
camera? Like the little loop is in the wood.
Okay, and then it goes on your necklace or whatever. So anyway, I was having kind of fun with that. And so I don't know if it's something that it's just hard because it's expensive, right? Because you have to buy the molds and you have to buy the thing. And so, I mean, I don't mind demoing it for you, but
Or we can do origami.
Bill says, or we could do origami. Okay, Elizabeth, you are here. We wanted to see all your creations, but you keep disappearing on
Yeah,
us.
I
so-
know my internet is super sketchy tonight. I've been like rebooting my modem and oh, it's like terrible. So
Okay, so
I
you
don't.
better show us you're good.
Yeah. So this was my first one that I started.
All
I
right.
love all the design you've done on it. It looks so
So-
good.
And I did post these already, so probably you've seen them all already.
I have.
But
Look at you.
I haven't.
when I did it, it didn't make a very good noise. And I'm deaf, so I needed it to be noisy. So that's why I put a toilet roll on top with a piece of cardboard. And I put buttons in there. And now,
Sounds very good.
okay. So then I thought, well, why do I have to just use light bulbs? I could use some toilet rolls. So I cut another toilet roll up. And I was gonna just do 3 circles and I thought, well, that's boring. So I thought, well, I could make them any shape I want. So I made a sun, a moon, and star. So that's my
Wow.
like magicians with this
And
spacey space painting on the.
I love that they go off at different angles.
Yeah, they're just so fun, right? Whee! Oh no, I think we lost her again. Shoot.
She's frozen. She's there, but she's still frozen.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Darn that patchy. cat.
Yeah.
I like the way that she's got, you know, the 3, like a branch with 3.
Yeah.
She just
Wait till she starts talking about
It's a great
salad.
idea.
Yeah, I think that was really cool. So anyway, so if you want, I can show you resin, but I won't do it next week. I don't know what we're gonna do next week because I haven't decided
Yeah,
yet.
what Sunday to find out?
Maybe on Sunday, I'll know. I don't know. Anyway, so, but yeah, the resin would be something that, you know, I would just show you, you know, I could do it and show you how it works in case you're interested in trying it. But yeah, I feel like some of these are just so light. They feel like they'd be, you know, if I made them into a necklace, it would just feel really cheap. So anyway, so I bought all that sandpaper, but now I still have to buy like a polish to polish them and get them nice and shiny. So
Gosh, it is an output then, isn't it?
Hmm?
It is an investment then.
it is a bit of an investment because I'm picky and I just want them to be soft and smooth or whatever. But I mean, this one here, I haven't done anything to it, you know, and it's shiny. You can see the shine on this side, and then this side, it's got a little bit of a ridge. You know how when you have water in a cup and it sort of gets that little corner. So I haven't done anything to it. So I mean, if I really wanted to put it in a necklace, I could, but it wouldn't be anything I would ever be able to sell. So, because it wouldn't be good enough for me. So anyway, so I was using the alcohol ink.
Back. She's back.
Oh, there she is. Okay, next.
Okay, so then I made some with some tape rolls that I had. And I painted them like watermelons.
Watermelons.
And
Love that.
I got the sticks from my backyard. We cut down a crab apple tree last year.
Yeah.
And so it's nice hard apple wood.
That's great.
And I just love this little hook on there.
I like the hook on the bottom.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
So then I was like
remember
on a
that.
roll. And
Ha, 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 ha.
I went through my recycling to see what else I could find. And I found a salad dressing bottle. And it was too big and ugly. And so I cut the top and bottom off. And I took the middle section and I taped together one end, and then I turned the other end the other way and taped it together. So it made a 4-sided pyramid. And then I thought it looked like a fox. So,
Yeah, he's so cute.
yeah,
Really cute.
And show the bottom.
yeah. The handle was too short. I had an old foam paintbrush, and so I put it on, but it was too short. So I just used a plastic ball. I went into my grandkid's toy box, and so he's got a little
A
shirt
little
tie.
So cute.
And so he's double-ended. And then my last one, I took the top and bottom of the mayonnaise or the salad dressing bottle. And when I put it together, it looked like a face. So I turned it into a creepy doll head.
I love how her eyes are two different eyes. Like she's got
Creepy
one
eye, I
closed.
love that.
Oh, she's gone again.
But what a great picture. Look at her. They're holding the frozen. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's great.
Right.
Oh my goodness. That one is creepy.
Yeah, it is kind of creepy doll, but wow. Anyway,
What
They're
a
great to use.
great. My favorite are her watermelon ones.
I like the watermelon.
like the watermelon ones.
Yeah, those,
Yeah.
I
those,
like
look,
that fox.
those look really
That
good.
fox is so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fox is really good too.
Very
Yeah.
pretty.
Just and way that she came about that, by cutting up a bottle.
Well, and I just love the sort of again, taking an idea that we've done here and taking it further, right? And
Yeah.
expanding on it. And what else can I do? And what else can I put things in? I've been thinking about that too, going, well, should I be getting some stuff out of the recycle bin?
You almost don't want to go there, right, Karen?
I know. So I'm actually, so I've decided that, so in 2 weeks, I'm doing the Leighton Center show.
Right.
So the Leighton Center used to always do a clothesline sale the first weekend of June. And it'd be great because all these artists would show up with, you bring in like 10 unframed pieces and they get hung on these lines. Well, because of COVID, they've changed how they do that. And now what they're doing is the artists themselves come and set up a tent. So I will have a 10-foot by 10-foot tent at the Leighton Center in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So I'll be showing not only my artwork and some unframed pieces, but I've decided to give these a try because at the Leighton Center, I would be able to sell them. So
I think that's a great idea.
we'll see. So
Elizabeth, can you put the face of your shaker back up so we can?
yeah,
look
we
at
want
it?
to see it. We just love her.
She is wacky.
You gotta talk, Elizabeth, so she's bigger.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
there
that
she
is,
is.
that
Ah,
is
yeah.
good. I didn't get a good look at the eyes until now. That's great.
That is great.
Yeah,
So is
she's fun.
And their
Now
hair
I'm
is
gonna have
long.
nightmares, but that's
love
so great.
her hair. Yeah, we will.
It's just yarn, but I unraveled it, so it's kind of stringy, and then I braided it and I made a little cardboard cap so that I could push it through. So it, how
Yeah.
doll's hair is, it just
Yeah.
comes out in the holes.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
her.
Now,
Oh, and
now
let's see.
you
She's
need
got a
like
little-
a summer solstice maraca party in your neighborhood.
Yes.
Karen, maybe you have a supplier
little-
for rattles for your Leighton show.
Yeah.
Hey.
Quite a few.
Is there do a little dress on the handle of her? Like I saw a collar and stuff. Can you
Yeah, she
show
got
that?
a little dress.
Buttons.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So great.
So much fun. Well, I'm glad you guys
It
had
was
so much
fun.
fun with the shakers, and what you're producing is really good. Elizabeth, you missed some of the show, so I'm gonna Spencer, you got to show what you did.
Oh, well,
His is.
you haven't seen the outline, just big bold colors at the top.
He's gone
and-
again.
She might be able to see us.
Yeah. So,
Oh, well.
you know what? If you can send a picture of the ones when you get yours done, everybody. So
Mhm.
Spencer, send a picture of yours so we can post it. And I'd like to do like a, we've got pictures of all of Elizabeth's. I haven't taken pictures of mine yet, but it'd be fun to have them all posted on Facebook or wherever so that people can see them. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So today is the 17th, is that right? And so the Leighton Center clothesline thing starts the 20.
That's the only one.
The online one starts right away, but then no, the clothesline is I think it's the 4th and the 5th of June, first
Oh,
weekend.
it's
of June.
in June. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Could you remind me again, please, where I would send a photo?
you can send it to Karen@KarenBeco.com.
Oh, okay.
And then we can get it posted and that would be wonderful. So anyway, do you guys have anything that you would like to start working on or anything you want me to try or do I just wing it next week and see what we're gonna do?
So a while ago, I think I sent you a picture of, it was like this watercolor technique where the watercolor was applied to like watercolor paper, but in sort of a bubble, like dots that were raised. I don't know what was mixed in with the watercolor. I don't know if it was detergent or I have no idea. And then as they dried, they just went flat. And it was just an interesting technique. And I wasn't sure, I've never seen it before and I don't know how to do it. And so I was kind of curious about that.
And it was watercolor?
It was watercolor.
Okay. And you sent that to me on Facebook or?
Might have been in Messenger a really long time ago. So we'll have to go back. I'll go back through Messenger and see if I can see it. But I think that's where it was. It was just a really cool technique where you had to make sure you didn't move your paper and you let it sit out and dry. But I just didn't have a sense of how that could sit in that bubble.
Yeah.
And then evaporate and create little colored rings that weren't like a solid color. It was very
Were they single bubbles or was there a whole bunch of bubbles?
there were a lot of bubbles.
Okay, I know what they're
on the
doing.
page.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
I can show you guys that next week. That was fun. I did that with my mom. And yeah, it's kind of fun. All right, I will look at that and see what we can do. I have a big sheet of paper where I did that on there and it was just so much fun. You can use a watercolor. You can also use ink for that. Not alcohol ink, but regular ink, I think you can use.
Yeah. I think it was watercolor, but I'm not sure what I was, it was not a technique that I knew. And I made the assumption that it was watercolor.
Well, it is kind of fun. And yeah, I have played around with it. So I'll play with that a little bit this week and see how it turns out. And then, yeah, I can show you next week on that and see. It's really good for doing backgrounds, or it could just be a nice little quiet piece because they're not very strong, right? So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
we'll
I
do
think
that.
one of the images was like a heart done in all these dots.
Yeah.
And then when they dry, there was more impact than it would have been individually. Anyway.
All right. I'll play with that and see if I can figure it out. And yeah, if you see if you see what you sent me, I'll look through what you've sent me previously and see if I can find it. Otherwise, I'll just play and see what I can come up with because I think I know what you're talking about. So we'll do that. That'll be fun.
That will be fun.
Sure.
Okay.
All
right, well-
when are we gonna do origami?
Oh, you want to do origami?
I see your box in the corner there. I have one of those boxes that I got from you when I bought an ornament and you sent me home with the box.
With a box. You're looking at that pink one.
Yes.
You know, it's the first piece of origami I ever folded. Not this piece, but this box. It was the first time I ever learned origami was this one. It's 12 pieces of paper.
Wow.
It's pretty complex, but I should be able to show it. I'd have to redo it.
We can
Have you
start
done-
simpler.
Yeah. We should start simpler.
You know
Have you
what?
done
That's-
origami with her before?
I've done.
Pardon?
I asked if you'd
Wow.
done origami with a group before.
Yeah. No,
I have.
on top of that speaker. You know what? If we're going to do origami, the one that I would show you is, it's a piece of unit origami.
Done origami, Spencer?
I'm sorry, would you repeat that?
Have you done origami before?
No.
So
Wow.
these are like little unit origami things, and I quite love doing these. I've taught these to kids and stuff like that. They're called little frogs, and you can put them together. I tend to end up with this shape because I like it the most. But you can make them a lot bigger, which is a lot more complicated. You can also make them smaller, which I don't like as much, but this one is quite a nice little piece.
How many pieces of paper are used for each one?
She's counting.
No,
She starts taking her shoes off, I'm out of here.
It might be 12,
really?
but it's a very simple fold. It's just getting it all together. It's a great one to learn because you have to fold so many of them, and it's a fast fold. It's like it's just putting it together is the other thing. There's another box.
Ooh. Oh,
I
I
like making
like that.
I like that with the graphics.
Well, your
That's
studio
good.
is like a magician's hat. You keep pulling
No, it's
rabbits
me.
out of every
Me,
corner.
I'm the magician.
Like, how much stuff do you have?
Oh my God.
Like, it's like, you know, it's like I thought this was a finite studio, but it just seems to be, you know, infinite, like a warehouse. You just have stuff and stuff and stuff. Every time we turn around, there's something new to show us.
Well, it starts with her front door, Spencer. So her front door is painted. Oh, and so is a tree in the yard. And then you go through the house.
So
there's
Bill is
artwork
trying to prove to me
everywhere.
that it's a finite space. It's just got a lot of organization in her finite space.
And
It's
everything.
kind of cool.
that
It's
can
kind of
be-
like a virtual tour of an abstract artist studio.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, like,
Go over to the sink area. Yeah, because then she's got more stuff. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
I got so much stuff here.
We
So,
won't even talk about the garage.
well, yeah, the garage is crazy. And then, you know, Caitlin moved out, so her bedroom is
Storage space.
it's storage. I've got like stuff, like I've got paint, all my paintings that are completed are stored in there, except for the ones down the hallway here. And then I've also got all the stuff for when I was teaching is all up in there too. So,
Let me show you my art studio. Can you see that little box there?
yep.
That's the extent of my art studio.
I tell you, I'm gonna start sending you stuff. You guys send me your address and I'm
Oh,
gonna start
he's gonna
sending
be
you
here in a
some
week or two.
supplies.
He's gonna be here in a week or two.
Yeah, but then he has to carry it all back.
Yeah, that's not your problem.
Yeah, maybe, you know what? when
He's
you come-
driving.
You know, that's probably not something you want to do. It's fun to joke, but you know,
Small box.
You know what? It wouldn't be a bad thing for you guys to just come over for a quick visit. You can live tour my craziness here, and I'll give you some stuff that I would like you guys to have anyway, so that you could work on it. I sent a painting that I sold, and it went to Jody because the fellow's going to come and
Oh,
pick
right.
it up from her. Anyway,
She's in Buffalo.
as I was packing it, I put a whole bunch of stuff in there, and it's like, yeah, you'll need this for
Couple weeks from now.
Tuesdays. So she has some of the stuff. So I don't mind making up some little packets for you guys and expanding your
Horizon.
art studio.
Yeah. You need to get beyond the box there, Spencer.
Yeah, we'll get you back.
What was that? What was that?
We'll get
You
you
need
beyond the
to get-
box.
Yeah,
I
outside
like
the box.
being
in
in the
fact.
box. I mean, I have space in the box, so if you give me a little box within, I can have a box, a Karen Biko. I forgot what the word I would want would be, infused art box within my box.
You might need a bigger box.
You know, to follow your studio analogy, my apartment is rectangular, so it could be a box.
There you go. That's great. All right. Anyway, so yeah, there is lots of things to do, and I will, you know, if I can't get the little bubbly paint ones to work this week, then we might do origami next week. Because I have lots of origami projects that we could do,
Well, I'm
and
traveling next week, so I won't be able to play, so
aw,
I can watch it on recorded video. That's
you
okay.
can. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Okay. But thank you guys for coming in and doing show and tell. I'm glad Elizabeth made it sort of
Every time, so many times.
several times. And I will talk to you next week. I'll send out or I'll post what we're gonna do later. And
Sounds
we'll
good.
go from there. All right.
All righty.
That's great.
And
Everybody have a good night.
you too.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks, Karen.